Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the all new long awaited Class 745 electrical multiple unit from ATS, also known as the FLIRT. This is the first of two packs that will be coming for this type of unit. The 755 is not included in this pack. That is going to be a later down the line product, which has been stated over many times on the Alon streams. Now, this scenario is one that is a freeware scenario. It comes from ATS's website. The three scenarios that come with the route, I believe, are for the original Great Eastern Mainline. Just having a quick look. So I'm just jumping in here, sort of a cutscene. After recording the video, I realised I've made a little bit of an error and mistake by not checking something to do with the scenarios, and it turns out there is actually some scenarios for the upgraded Great Eastern Mainline through the sub scheme on ATS. Basically, it's the same three scenarios, but they've been duplicated to work on the new Gemma version of Great Eastern Mainline. So apologies if you hear any more references in the video of me mentioning about there's not been any scenarios for that route. It's my own fault. I should have double checked, and I totally missed this a little bit. So you can see here it says three scenarios have been included for your enjoyment. These include a walkthrough of the train in the tutorials. We've also duplicated scenarios on the original Great Eastern Mainline and also the greatly upgraded, improved Gemma project. So that's my fault. I do apologise. So I'm going to cut scene back to the actual video. But if you hear any further references where they're not included for the newer route, they actually are. So again, just wanted to jump in and just make that clear. Yeah, they look to be on the original Great Eastern Mainline, so I'm not going to be bothering with that because personally I would have thought that there would have been some scenarios for the new updated Great Eastern Mainline that's just come out as well, but that isn't the case, so I've not bothered with that. But yeah, this one is a Adam Hague scenario. It's a 25-minute run just on the section between Ely and Cambridge. It's 5 Quebec 87, which is the 1439 Ely to Liverpool Street service. Today, this unit 745108 has been undertaking test runs between Liverpool Street and Ely. This afternoon, you'll be driving a inbound test run between here at Ely and Cambridge, where another driver will be waiting to continue to Liverpool Street via the West Anglia Mainline. Please get the train set up and depart when you get a clear path. And F1 briefing has service details in there. So, first thing to note, and I'm not going to go into the full ins and outs of price. We know what the price is. You can talk about that among yourself. It is expensive. I'm not going to sort of gloss over that. But yeah, it is what it is. If you're a sub, you do get it cheaper. I got it for $29.99, which wasn't so bad. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So first of all, setting up this train is a little bit different from your typical AP rolling stock. There is a few different bits and pieces, and it's a little bit complicated at first. To get your head around, it took me a while. I had to get a bit of help from someone in OTS because I had no bloody idea what the hell I was doing. I got really muddled up. I know what I'm doing now. I think I got one step wrong basically. But anyway, so let's close this. I'm going to set the train up. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of the hood so we can see everything. Now, I'm doing this without the manual now. Do go and look at the manual before you come to drive this or have a play with this, because you'll not have a clue what you're doing unless you're really, really clever and you've done this in real life driving. First of all, you need to put the master key in. Now, to do that, you need to press Control and W. That inserts the key. Now, until you insert the key and turn it to 1, nothing happens. So next up, you need to press Shift and W. That activates the desk, and as you can see here, all the fans have come to life. So in between 5 to 15 seconds, your AWS and TPWS test comes on like this. So press Q.
TPWS and AWS operational.
There we go. So that has now come up. GSMR is firing up at the minute, but in the meantime, we'll go over to the train configuration screens, which on the left-hand side, which we're presented with. So you give that a check, make sure everything's operational and normal. Press the blue OK button, which you can't see my mouse, so I do apologise. Can I fix that? Probably not. I think I can. I don't know how. Properties. think it's that one. There we go. Right, got a cursor now, so you can see where OK is here. So you click that. Now you got to put your ID in. So any numbers, 5 digits. So you can go 1, 4, 6, 7, 0. Enter with the return button. That now presents you with the login and out screen. You then need to click login, and you're presented with the operations screen. You need to release the parking brake. On this scenario, the pantograph is already up. It's in the rear position, which I believe is the right way. It's on auto. I think you can change the pantograph, and if you change end, you can actually change it. I've not done that, though. No idea how you do it. I've not even got that far. So click this little brake button here. A little hourglass comes on, and it'll do its thing. So it's basically releasing the parking brake. So that is now in the off position, so you can see the arrow is away from the parking brake. Next up, we will go and do the GSMR. So for this, we are 5U87, and the signal is 274. So that will do its thing, and then we're going to go over to the right hand side screen for the PIS. Now this is a test run, so we're not going to have a proper destination where it's got PIS announcements. However, we can go to now if we go to journey adjust menu, should bring up a, oh, there we go, clicked it twice. We're looking for not in service, so if we go to M to O, you see not in service and all other destinations. So I click not in service, confirm destination only. That'll do its thing. And now if we go outside, not in service appears. Right, so we need to then set the automatic speed limiter. So this is on the screen on the orange section of the speedometer. Now this little rocker switch here is the one where you adjust your speed set. To do so is F for plus or R for minus, so reductions or increase. So it's 15 coming out of here, so we'll set that, and then you press Control and F, which will push the little lever down, and it is now set. Basically what it means is if you adjust, you can now find that it's flashing. So if it's flashing, it needs to be reset again every time. So press F again, it'll stop flashing. That means it's set. DRE can come off. Reverse it to forward, like so, and we are good to go. All being well. As you see, we're on 15 mile an hour. The power cuts out. And what I'm going to do is just going to pull the train out of the platform and do a few bits. It's got the DAS, which is the driver assistance stuff. Basically tells you like speed and just stuff like that. So if you're coming up to a different speed limit, it'll tell you, I think so, maybe how far away it is or what it's coming up and stuff like that. It also counts up the miles and chains, I believe, as well, which should count up as we start running. So advice is 40, so it's telling us we can now do 40. So I will go back to the speed set and set that to 40. Control and F. It's now taking power. Now I'm just gonna come outside and just have a look at the model, because to be quite honest, it's not a bad looking model, is it? That it's a lovely model. When this thing was first shown off, God, eternities ago, it's been a long time coming. Definitely. It's quite mad to think how long it's been obviously in the works. Now, with it being in development for so long, you would expect, and especially with the price reflecting, that there shouldn't really be any issues in the model department. However, I have seen a few issues, which I am going to just point out on here, because really, for the price of things, these things should not be really sorted through the net. Nothing major or anything. It's just little things, just easy, I think really sort of easy things to sort of miss. Now, I noticed around the bogies, there was cables at certain parts, now not everywhere, but certain parts, there was some of these like sort of wires that are popping down to the bogies. I think they're to do with the speedometers, that are sort of like not quite into the bodywork. I can't remember whereabouts it was, but there is some where they're not going quite in. One of the big things I did notice as well, there was a box under the coach of where are we? I think where it is now. Here, for example. So you see these boxes here where you see the sides. They've got ends here, but they're hollow on that side. You can see straight through them. So these are things that need finishing up and filling gaps in, because shouldn't be having gaps like that. Can't actually find where the wires are now, but there were some wires around the bogies which weren't that. Yeah, it's hard to see where they are, but there were some wires that weren't quite connecting up to the bodywork. But anyway, that was one of the things, and settled underneath us as well. There's a few things in the cab what I've seen as well where certain things disappear, and the other one was the pantograph. It disappeared. Well, stuff like that, this needs fixing really, because end of the day, the price that people are paying, parts of the model isn't really acceptable on stuff missing. Same up there as well. Basically, the whole pantograph's disappearing when you move your camera around, bar the actual carbon arm like thing that goes to the top contact area. But in terms of visuals, it's very, very nice. The only other little thing that I weren't overly sure on when I've been looking at pictures is the sort of like the colour of the yellow and the red going down the pillars of the either side of the cab. When you look at a AP product next to this, the yellow seems different. They're not the same shade, which you'd think obviously on the network the shade of yellow would be the same throughout. So I feel like that's something that could do with being looked at, and with the red and the pillars, because it's very faded. I weren't always sure if it was to do with people's setups when they've been showing pictures, and it's one of them I had to wait and see what it's like on mine, but it is the same here. But there's just little things, really, things that can be fixed and adjusted where needed. Now we can go up to 50 now, so again we're going to up that and Control F. That was decent. Oh, good God. Wind rush. I'll get that shut. Now, so when you get into a higher speed, you're going to get more wind coming through the windows if they're open. Now, I've not been on a 745, I've been on a 755, so I'm looking forward to when they do come. But sound-wise, it seemed decent. I have heard videos of them in motion, slight differences, but I don't think the sounds really are the end of the world. I think that everyone that's been involved in the sound has done a decent enough job on this, to be fair. The quality doesn't seem bad. That's just thrown me off then. Yeah, the quality of the sort of sounds doesn't sound bad at all. It doesn't sound cheap or anything like that. It sounds, to be fair, what I would expect. No, it's nice in here. Is there anything that we can play with? I don't have a clue. There's all sorts. I mean, there's TPWS SPAD stuff and everything on it, so I'm hoping we don't SPAD really, because I'd hate for it to all go wrong. I'm doing this as well with the hood off because we've got a DAS here. This is telling us what we need to do. And as you can see now, it's actually counting up the miles and chains. So we have done 2 miles 60 chain. That beeping is the DSD. Obviously, we're not really doing much of it. Nothing's getting moved or pressed. We've got where is it? There it is. We've got the blind. That was decent. Cab lights, the little spotlights. Oh, clicky sounds quite cool. I'm pressing I, but I don't actually know what I'm pressing. Oh, I is the doors. I and O is the doors on this. Rather than U and O. Everything's a little bit different compared to the AP stuff. It'll take a bit of getting used to. A couple of things I did notice when I had a little play earlier. Nothing happened with the fire alarm. Passcom doesn't do anything. I wouldn't expect that to be able to do anything. Well, I would expect like a fire alarm noise. You could test the fire alarm to make sure that's working on like a cold start. Conductor driver com. That works. Got, what else? These are the door buttons on the right side for the right side, and doors on the left. And close. There's some bits up here as well for interlock bypassing and the bits and bobs like that. TPWS, temporary isolation. Tail lights, they're on auto, but you can turn them on. Safe lock, interlock, traction bypass. Isolate the AWS. How many cab views have we got? We've got all the screens. I like that one. I do like that one. Good overall view. Good wide angle that. I'm going to keep that because that might actually be useful for someone. What else have we got? So behind the driver's seat, looking down on the driver. That one doesn't really work with the field of view set currently. If I change my field of view, it wouldn't be so bad. You got the view for that. View for the screens. Literally, there's actually quite a lot of different views. Not bad to be fair. There's a good variety there. I do like a decent amount. Now it does have a passenger view. I'm not going to go in the passenger view currently until we get to Cambridge North. We are actually stopping there. So we'll take that opportunity to go and have a look in the passenger area. Sounds decent outside. Sort of hear that whirring noise on the rails as well when trains get to higher speed. I'm not sure what the technical name is for that. There is a name for it, but I don't know what it is. There's a little bit of glitching, but to be fair, that is a TS limitation. You can't, with the bar in the centre, you can't really do anything about this. If it was TSW, you could set it up as all as a bone, and you could actually have it where it'd move around properly. But you can't in TS. It's all basically everything's static and rigid. So you are going to see a little bit of play in there, but it's only a little bit when the train's swaying. Also alerts us if you're out of the cab, you get a warning pop up. It doesn't stop the gameplay, which is nice. Maybe I've opted for something in the right hand side, a bit more like your traditional way that AP does it. It's not so obtrusive, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just going to come back outside again just because I want to just have a look at the roof detail, which I think is again rather nice up here. And again, we're just going to have a look if there's anything sort of glaring and sort of like sticking out that might need a bit of attention. It's up here. Antennas there for GSMR. Air conditioning units and stuff on the top there. Oh, fans. I don't know if the fans move. Oh, they do, look. Fans move. Excellent. That's good. Another pantograph detail. Very pristine and clean up here. I believe these work. This green thing here, this I think works with the brakes. It all, when you put the brakes on, apparently it all moves. So we'll have to have a look at that when we come to take off from the next station. Disabled area, so decal on the window there for that sort of the best door for access and visibility and stuff. There's a bay there, wheelchairs, and you've got a bike area as well there. And this is actually, in terms of UK stuff, this is the most modern UK train out there. Couple of detail. Plenty of it. The modelling itself was done by Goo Studios. So he's a developer that was obviously known for the 317s and 318 packs, available from AP. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's again something that needs attention. Stuff like that should be picked up by testers, really. If they're going around the model with a fine-tooth comb, should be looking around with the cameras. And yeah, this should be very simple stuff to be picked up on, really. This should be ironed out early days, really. A pet hate of me thinking missing like that. This is a Stansted Express set as well, by the way. So it's of the Greater Anglia, but it's a Stansted unit. This is a 745/1. The O's are in here as well, so O's and 1s are both represented. I do like the lights. I like that sort of like the dots and the main markers, and obviously the headlight in there as well. I think they've got quite a cool setup. And also on the DAS, it's telling us it's a 12-car unit as well. I like the horn, it's very European. Manual itself, do go and look at manual. It's a very beefed up manual. There's a lot of information in there. You can download that before. I think you can actually download that even before actually getting the product if you wish to. It was available before the release. So again, Class 745/O's are first class and Greater Anglia logos on there. 745/1s are no first class Greater Anglia Stansted Express. Passenger views, obviously, again, as mentioned, are in here and they're included with a multitude of camera positions. 745/0s are first class 2+1 seating and tables, and a 745/1 is a standard class 2+2 seating without tables. The manual has a lot of information to do with the cab controls, all annotated. I'm not going to talk you through all that because it'll be until Christmas. Keyboard controls, do go and familiarise yourself with them. Once you've had a play with them, it's not overly bad. It's soon learn it. It's got a quick start guide, do follow that. Tells you how to get going. Section about GSMR and AWS and all that jazz. DVD, DRAs. There's a lot of detail in there. Tells you about the automatic speed limiter, the ASL, it's also known as. Loads of stuff about the TCMS. It tells you all about what everything does, every little detail that's involved, changing markers and stuff like that. There's a lot more stuff you can do with this. really need to go and have a look around and have a play with it, because you'll learn as you go along with this, I think. You know, you can go into lighting there, train lighting. God knows. Off. Reduced. Full. Presume that's interior. God. No idea what I've done there. Fantastic. Right, press E. I've just done something. It's done something bad. I don't actually know what I've done there, to be honest. Oh, apparently it's moving again. Whatever I've done, I don't have a clue, but it's taking power again. We are just approaching Cambridge North, I think, as well. One thing I've noticed that the advice isn't telling you to stop at the station, whereas I'm not overly sure if that actually should be telling you about stations. I know the Thomson 385 does. If you come to a station, it actually tells you that you're approaching it, but this one doesn't. Whether that's not a thing that comes with these trains, I don't have a clue. I keep pressing N, thinking it's the horn like Trains in World. We're not on Trains in World, are we? What's the window situation like now? Oh, not so bad. We'll have a look out here, didn't we, at the on the sides. Actually, I think when you come into emergency, you can actually take it back out. Which ain't a bad thing. Braking ain't overly bad, to be honest. You get used to that. So you see the brakes on it now. I think that drops when we release. A couple of things in the cab. Now the screens have come on the right hand side, it's got the camera screen, but if you turn away, the image disappears. So again, it's just something one of these things needs attending to. The train is booked to wait here for tests to be undertaken. Please depart when you get a clear signal. So not obviously in game pictures, but images do at least show up. I mean, rather than probably using like in a real life picture, you've probably done the same sort of use in game. Done some images in game, so it makes it obviously looks as it would do. How's the override? No idea. I actually don't know what caused that to come on. I must have been speeding or something up to like yellows and reds. I have no idea. I wasn't really looking. I was pressing buttons in the cab, and bad things happen, you know, when you do that. Even though we're not actually doing a proper stop here, I'm going to open the doors. So it works on automatic doors selection. So when someone goes up, it opens up automatically. So the door lights actually flash as well. And then they'll shut again and the step goes in. If I press R, shut, you see red light, and then it goes green again. And then the step will stay out. If I press R, I think. No, R's that. So what is it? Closed doors. Let's have a look. Closed doors. I. Right, okay. Aye. There you go. Step goes in. So if we watch on here. There we go. We can actually do a 40 to 75 mile an hour listen here. It will slips. Very powerful. But they are fast units. Oh god, that wind. Oh, get short. That's awful. It's the advice comes in obviously for us to be doing 75, not just coasting now. The advice changes when you pass the speed board. I mean, FPS overall on the run haven't been overly bad. It's just dipped a little bit coming to Cambridge. It's gone back up again. Getting 25 currently in Cambridge. But for on this drive, it seems to have been pretty much decent. Reverse signal, so I'm going to get the brakes in. No idea what platform we're going into here. Nope, no, it's cleared. I'll put a link, obviously, for the pack in the description. I'll also put a link for the scenario in the description, what we've done. You fancy having a little run with it. If the original Great Eastern Mainline scenarios don't take your fancy. End of the day, if it's something you like, then go and pick it up. If not, fair enough. If it's not for you, that's fine. Don't have to feel forced. End of the day, basically the way I've done this video is I just wanted to show a few issues that I found and just take it for a drive and let you guys have a listen and play with it from a bit of a general stance of things. It's a nice train. It's something that, end of the day, it was always doing something I pick up at the end of the day. And I don't like getting left behind with stuff, so I always like to get the new trains and stuff. And it's something that will get shown on streams as well, so it's going to get used. Apparently you can do the intensity of the desk lamp just looking at the keys, so look, M and Control M. Apparently control level is meant to decrease it, but it doesn't seem to be doing it. Oh god. We've got them commonly known red and yellow signals, and we're just going right through with them. Yeah, we'll just stop there. Before we end up getting a spad or something. But yeah, there we go. So there is a little look into the ATS FLIRT. It does come with some tutorial scenarios as well, but I gave him a swerve after I had a little go while it was just too noisy, and there was a lot of talking over the top of him as well. I think there was like some conflicted audio, which looked like it might need just some looking at and tweaking. But yeah, I just thought I'd get straight into a scenario and just go for it. But they are there in the tutorial section if you wish to. I think you go into the academy list and they're in there. Actually, I don't actually know if they're listed in the manual. I'm just gonna have a quick look because yeah, I don't. Oh no, they are listed. So they're right at the bottom of the scenario. So 3 tutorials are included. So the cab tour, getting the train started and stopped, and then a cold start and driver prep. So there's 3 different tutorials there. So definitely go and have a look at them. As if you're wanting something that's sort of like a bite-sized walkthrough, then definitely look. The other 3 scenarios, the main ones are for the original GEML DTG route as well. It does come with announcements. We haven't done anything with announcements here because I have obviously been on the scenario and have them. However, to find your announcements, you have to go into the Railworks directory for this. Bit different, but you have to go into Railworks, and then you go into your plugins folder, announce, and then the ATS FLIRT plugin is there, and then it'll if I open it up, it'll bring up this little doof there. So ATS FLIRT announcements by Kieran Wright, made for the ATS FLIRT 745 by Thomson Simulation and Games, and Games. So when you set up whatever you're going to run with, it'll do what it needs to do, basically, a bit like the 185. So if you put all the codes and stuff in correctly as per what's set up in the scenario, have that running, you'll have announcements throughout your scenario drive. I'll be looking at that properly down the line when I do a proper scenario that has that functionality in there. That is on the original Great Eastern Mainline, because I'm not driving that route. It's too temperamental. I'll wait for the all new scenarios on the ATS Great Eastern Mainline, see how it all shapes up and fares up on there in terms of performance and stuff as well, because that'll be quite a test to see how it runs on that route where they've upped the FPS. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I probably missed some stuff off. I mean, I just wanted to get a video out there just to show it at the end of the day. Other stuff I'll find along the way, and no doubt there'll be more bits and pieces to show in streams to come. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos, and find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/trainsim_TV for Fridays and Sundays for our streams. Again, links in the description if you're interested in this pack. Do go and take a look if it's something for you. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.